Hello, Megan here. This is going to be a movement and meditation and energetic release practice for the equinox. It is almost spring in 2025, but of course you can be practicing this anytime, anywhere. And as most of you know, I live in Wyoming. So even though it doesn't quite feel like spring, having that change of the seasons brings hope, because the winters are long here. And hope is not a concept I personally work with a lot, but it is a word that has come up a lot for me in my contemplations, in my writing, in my meditations. So I'm just kind of, sitting with that. And I've got some ideas for this practice, but a lot of it is going to be established in the moment. So some things that might be nice for you to have, if you have them, a strap, and just know that a belt or like a rolled up beach towel would work just as well. Something to sit on. I'm just sitting up on top of a blanket, but you can fold up a blanket from your bed or a couple couch cushions, anything like that. Like you don't need official yoga props. And also I've got 2 blocks set over here. If you don't have blocks, like hefty books, water bottles, or just know even some of those pillows and stuff might help you out. But again, all of these are just going to be nice to have. They're not absolutely critical to the practice. The only thing that's critical to the practice is you being inside of it. So we'll go ahead and get started in a seated position. If bent knees or crossed legs don't feel good, straighten one or both of them out. You know, the shapes, they're valuable, they're important, they're meaningful. But at the end of the day, they are only like the semantics of your practice. What really matters is your focus, your awareness, your intention, and the effort that you put into those things. That's it. So, seat, tall spine, soft gaze or eyes closed. So you stop receiving input through your eyes to the brain. And we'll start with a few breaths. In through the nose, out through the mouth. And make the exhales a little longer than you're used to. And 1, 2, 3, however many more breaths like that feel good, do, and then come into more of a normal, natural cadence in and out of your nose. And allow your attention to sit on your breath. So you're just watching your breath move in and out. You can become aware of its qualities, as in how would you describe your breath, without any need to change it, just noticing where you're at, what your current state is. Because a lot of the times we don't even give ourselves this small amount of grace of checking in. Like, hey, where am I at? And this is why after a long day, you're like, oh my God, my back hurts. And it's like, it probably hurt all day. Or you're so immersed in your work that you don't realize you have to pee until your bladder's about to explode. Like, those are very simple examples, but they happen on a daily basis for all of us, because we are all so good at go, 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 and not being still, checking in. And, you know, if we give ourselves just a little bit more time and we train our awareness to become even a little bit more acute, imagine the levels of recognition and comprehension we could have inside of ourselves, not just about whether or not we need to go to the bathroom. We are right on the crest of spring, of blooms budding out of the earth, sometimes through the snow, towards the sun. Color comes back into everything. And there's this renewed vigor and, yes, hopefulness for what the world can be and for what we can be inside of the world. And it's worth not losing sight of it if you've got it. Because there's so many reasons not to have hope right now, to feel overwhelmed, to feel like it's just too much. And with this renewed sense of hope, and it's okay if it's not there, it really is okay if it's not there, but with just, this vitality that's starting to pulse through our systems, it's easy to kind of feel the dichotomy, the dissonance between the sleepy languidness of winter and the go, go, go of all the warm months that are about to start to pop up with the longer days. And I think it's really easy for us to be hard on ourselves. Like, I need to be doing more. I need to be planning more. I need to take advantage of the time outside if you live in a place where there's only a few nice months. So this practice is going to pulse between those two things. Like, Ma, get up, do the things. And I'm still so tired because holy crap, I am personally so tired. And we'll just kind of play. We'll play with that ebb and that flow, and we'll see where it takes us. If you'd like to set an intention for your practice, you can keep your hands where they are or bring them together at your heart. And an intention is just a focal point. It can be as simple as, for this practice, I will focus on my breath. It can be as intricate as, this practice will be dedicated to my mother who is sick. Or during this practice, I want to hold the idea of commitment to a certain endeavor inside of my system. There's really no right or wrong. It's just an opportunity for meaning. And the practice has meaning whether or not you commit it to something specific. And then release your arms down if you haven't already. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Feel that length come into the sides of your body, your spine. Exhale, turn the palms to face out and lower the arms down. Do that twice more. Inhale. Exhale. Last time. Lean over to the right hand on the floor. Inhale, left arm up and over. And as you exhale, maybe you bend your right elbow. Feel the feet soften. Left arm is as straight as is comfortable. And gaze goes wherever it feels good in your neck. Inhale, rise up, both arms high. Exhale, left hand down, right arm up and over. The reach through the right side of the body, the right fingertips, along with your breath, help to make space to open up. Like you've been in a seed underground all winter and you're just like, finally. Inhale, come back up, both arms high. Exhale, bend the elbows, point the hands back behind you. So very mild tricep stretch, though it may not feel mild, it may feel very stretchy. And then little pulses of your fingertips back behind you. Like there's a button on the wall back there and you're just trying to bloop, give it a little press. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, arms out and down. Make your way into tabletop. So blanket can come under the knees if you like additional cushion for whatever reason. Otherwise, hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips. Cow and cat. Inhale, open up the front of your heart. Find that big back bend arch through the spine. Exhale, chin to chest. Look at your belly button, and now you're rounding the spine, puffing out the back of the heart. A few more rounds with your breathing. So it's not about a number. It's about connection. Moving in alignment with your breath helps your body be in alignment with your nervous system. And this creates an environment for your mind, because it's all kind of connected and the same thing, but for your mind to slow down and to cue into that alignment as well. So we get out of chores, to-do lists. Oh my God, I forgot to do that one thing last night. Maybe I should send another email. And into, this is how I feel. This is what I need. And the next couple of breaths, as it feels good for you, make your way into downward facing dog. Hips high, legs long-ish. I would focus on a longer spine than straighter legs. So if you feel really rounded, especially through the shoulders or the low back, bend the knees and then reach your sit bones up towards the ceiling. And just start to feel this first big heart opener. I know that's not what we think of with down dog, but you are stretching out through the chest and the front of the shoulders, helping take away the effects of gravity and sitting from the spine. And then inhale, roll forward to plank pose. Can always be on your knees. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, roll forward. This time, exhale, lower down to the floor. Tops of the feet down. Have some space between your feet, friendlier for the low back. And inhale, lift up to cobra, back bend. Be here for a few breaths. Can move around or be still. And it's just like you're opening your heart up to the sun. Breathe in. Exhale, roll down. Curl your toes under from knees or toes. Inhale to plank or tabletop. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale the right foot forward. Exhale, left knee down, top of left foot down. Hands are going to stay on the floor. You can always come inside of the right foot if framing the foot doesn't feel good. And as subtle as this is, we're just letting the front of the left hip open. Breathe in. Exhale, hips back. Right leg starts to straighten. And maybe you point right toes up to the ceiling. If that doesn't feel good, you can always keep sole of the foot closer to the floor. Even though spine is likely rounding, think about elongating it. Inhale. Exhale, return to that low lunge position at the front of the mat. Lift off of your left knee, so left toes curl under. Breathe in, gaze forward. Exhale, forward fold. Top of the head melts to the floor. Inhale, lift halfway. Push your hands into your thighs or shins to make some space in the spine. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, up to standing. Palms press overhead. Exhale, hand to heart. Inhale, circle the arms up. Feel free to add in a little upper back bend. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold and step the right foot back, right knee down, top of right foot down. Same simple sequence on the other side. Notice where your breath is. And know that we're still just warming up. Inhale. Exhale, half splits. Left leg straightens to its degree of comfort. There is nothing to force. And being at the edge does not require toppling over it. Inhale here. Exhale, return to low lunge. This time 2 step back to high plank. Breathe in. Exhale, lower halfway or all the way down. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, excuse me, left foot forward. Right heel in and down, warrior 1 feet. Bend the left knee. Stay rooted through your right heel and inhale, rise up. Palms press overhead. Find your steady breath. Inhale, little heart opener. Exhale, straighten the left leg, hinge, fold forward, hands to the floor, pyramid pose. So left leg is as straight as you can have it. And hands, I've got my hands back behind my left foot so that it encourages a little bit more rounding in the spine, like that forehead to knee action. But you can also have your hands out in front of the left foot. This might be a little bit more length through the side body and outer hip. Do whatever feels good. And breathe in. Exhale, bend your left knee to step your right foot to the left. Forward fold at the top of the mat. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, rise through halfway lift up to standing. Palms press overhead. Exhale, turn the hands out. Lower the hands down by the sides. Inhale, arms up. This time as you exhale, find steeple grip and side body stretch to your right. Couple of breaths here. Think about reaching the pinkies up a little higher to the ceiling. And then inhale, rise back to vertical. Exhale, side body stretch to your left. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, bend the elbows, fingertips point behind you, just like we did when we were sitting. And maybe add in those little pulses back. Inhale, back bend, reach the arms up high. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, bend the knees, step the left foot back, warrior 1 feet set up here. So left heel is grounded, left toes point out, At an angle, we often say 45 degrees, but that's a very ish general statement. Deep bend in the right knee. Inhale up. Warrior one. A lot of things happening here. Feel especially that length through the whole front left side of the body. Inhale, open heart. Exhale, right leg straightens, fold forward, pyramid. Hand position does not need to be the same side to side. It's okay to just focus on what you need in the moment. And trust that symmetry, balance, homeostasis come from paying attention to what you need, rather than just like a rote sequence. Inhale. Exhale, bend the right knee to plant hands down. Step back to plank. Connecting flow to meet in downward facing dog. You can skip these. You can do something different. Find what works for you, even if it's different than what it was yesterday. From downward facing dog, inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, walk to the top of the mat. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, release. Inhale, rise to standing. Palms press overhead. Exhale, hands to heart. Tree pose, ground down through your left foot. Inhale, right knee up. Exhale, right knee out to the right. And then use a hand to help you as needed to, find your variation of tree pose. So do anything with the arms that works for you. And even amidst all those little micro movements that are required for balance, steady your breath. So when the world is not steady, we can be. One more inhale. Exhale to release with control. To move directly into the other side, grounded right leg. Inhale, left knee up. Exhale, left knee out. And find your shape on this side. One more breath in. Exhale to release. Inhale, arms up, little back bend. Exhale, fold forward. Feet about hips distance apart. Bend your knees enough to plant your left hand under your nose. And then inhale your right arm out to the right, up overhead as you straighten your right leg as much as you can. Think long spine as if you're in halfway lift. One more inhale. Exhale, bend the right knee. Right hand down to replace the left. Inhale, left arm out and up. Left leg straightens as much as possible. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, hands to the floor, step or hop back. Plank pose, flow to downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg up to the ceiling. Exhale, right foot forward, crescent lunge. All 10 toes face forward. Left heel will stay lifted. Inhale up, arms overhead, maybe palms press. Exhale, hands to the heart, lean forward, twist to your right. Left elbow can come on top of or maybe outside of the right thigh. Strong left leg. Nice and slow. Inhale, return to crescent. Exhale, warrior two. Left heel in and down. Deep bend in your right knee. Arms outstretched to the front and the back of your mat. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, extended side angle. Right elbow onto the right thigh. Left arm up and over as an extension of the left side of your body. Stay strong through that left leg, even though there's so much pressure in the right. Inhale, open heart to ceiling. Exhale, hands to the floor. Step back, connecting flow to downward dog. Inhale, left leg to the ceiling. Exhale, left foot forward, crescent lunge, set up. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, twist to your left. On this side, strong right leg. Nice long spine. Inhale, arms up, face forward, crescent. Exhale, warrior two. Left toes are forward, right toes point out to the right. So you've got some perpendicular lines of energy. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, open the heart, just that little bit of twist. Exhale, hands to the floor. Connecting flow to downward dog. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, bend the knee, open the hip. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, right foot forward. Inhale, crescent. Exhale, prayer twist. Inhale, crescent. Exhale, warrior two. This time, inhale, straighten the right leg. Exhale, lean forward just as you did before. And exhale, triangle pose. So nice long spine. Right hand can go onto the floor, the foot, the calf, or I guess the shin, a block. Inhale here. Exhale, bend your right knee to bring hands down inside of the right foot. And heel toe right foot out to the right. Come down onto your left knee, lizard pose. So right toes will point out to the right. You can stay on hands or lower down to forearms. Whatever feels right for you. And you can stay like this, or you can bend the left knee, find a little bit more of a front body opening through that back leg. And you can stay like this, or you can add a twist to your right. Right arm reaches back behind you. It does not matter whether or not you make contact with that left foot. And if you do, hold on to it, go for it. Nice open heart. One more breath in. Exhale to release. Take your time to step back, connecting flow to downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, open up the hip. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, left foot to the top of your mat. Inhale, crescent. Exhale, twist. Inhale, crescent. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, straighten your front leg. Exhale, triangle pose. One more breath in. Exhale, bend your front knee, hands down inside of the foot, lizard pose. Give yourself some time. You can stay on hands or lower down to the forearms, even if it's different than what it was on the right side. Can rock or be still. And you can stay like this or add that bend of the right knee. Right toes point up to the ceiling. You can stay like this, or you can add the twist. Left hand reaches back behind you. And then do what you will, with or without contact. And what I mean by that is left hand to right foot. They do not need to touch, but maybe they do. One more inhale. Exhale, hands down. Take your time to step back. Move through optional connecting flow to downward facing dog. Inhale, bend your knees, gaze forward. Exhale, walk to the top of your mat. Forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, push into the feet to rise up to standing. Palms press overhead. Exhale, hands to the heart. Gonna add a tricep stretch into our side bend. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, bend the left elbow, left hand behind the neck, right hand on top of left elbow. Inhale here. Exhale, side body stretch to your right. Head leans back into your left forearm. So the throat is open. Inhale, rise up, both arms straighten. Exhale, bend the right elbow, left hand on top. Inhale. Exhale, side body stretch to your left. Inhale, rise up, both arms high. Exhale, circle the arms around, fingers interlace at the tailbone. Maybe the palms press, maybe the arms straighten as shoulder blades squeeze into the spine. But it's okay if none of those things are happening as well. You can honor your shoulder mobility as it is right now. Inhale, back bend. Keep the bind. Exhale, hinge and fold forward. Maybe knuckles start to reach up towards the ceiling. And let this be a little bit of leverage for your chest to sink closer to the floor. Inhale, halfway lift, like someone's holding onto your wrists, pulling you up just a little bit. Exhale, release, bend the elbows, hands to the floor. Take your time to step back to plank. Find your flow. To downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, bend your knees, look forward, and then walk your feet through your hands. One leg might cross over the other to take a seat, and then come down onto your back. So we're not settling down. We're going to come into bridge, and then an option for upward facing bow or wheel pose. So we'll start with feet about hips distance apart, closer rather than further away from your glutes, but you don't really need to have your heels pressing into your butt. Not that you can't do that, and there are some shapes that are very specifically meant to be that way. But like I said, at some point it's all semantics, and the point is you're moving, you're opening up your body, you're allowing energy to flow through, and you're creating this beautiful environment for your nervous system and your mind to settle, to soothe, and to quiet down. So that way your awareness can start to open up to all the things that sit behind body, mind, nervous system. And this becomes the bigger invitation to those really big questions. Who am I? And, I'm kind of joking, but also really not. This is where our practice takes a turn towards depth. All right, bridge pose, arms down by the sides, feet trust where they are, and then push down into the backs of the upper arms so the chest starts to lift, and then push into your feet so the hips start to lift, and find as much elevation through the hips as possible. Ground down through the back of your head, and think about your heart, your chest lifting up to the underside of your chin. Imagine your knees reaching forward like your thigh bones were growing longer. As your heart reaches towards the chin, creating a lot of space in your middle. Steady breath. One more inhale. Exhale, hips lower to the floor, and then relax your body. You can do bridge pose again. You can also absolutely do a different back bend if you want to get up and do camel, or come onto your belly and do another cobra or upward facing dog or bow, anything at all. If you just want to hang out, do that too. If you would like to come into upward facing bow, Hands behind the shoulders, fingertips point back towards your heels. So elbows are gonna point up. It doesn't need to be exact because they often point out a little bit to the left and the right as well. So that's okay. Fingers spread wide, push down into the base of the index finger, base of the thumb, all the fingertips. Lift, push into your feet, lift your hips up just like you did for bridge. And then push into your hands. Look back behind you, come onto the top of your head, still grounding down through the hands. Now think of your forearms being an 11, so they're parallel to each other. You can stay like this if you need to, or push into hands and feet, lift up, find your open heart. And the next couple of breaths, you'll bend your knees, tuck chin to chest to come down. And same thing, be still. Invite muscles to relax as much as they can. Sometimes tension lingers, even after it's necessary. One more back bend, because we're big fans of 3, for lots of different reasons. There's a lot of things around sacred numbers and very intentional meanings of numbers, but also sometimes things are just kind of arbitrarily so. So 3 back bends. Again, you can hang out, you can do something totally different, or you can do what we just did. So you take your time, you come into it when you're ready, how you're ready. Try to spend 5 breaths in your shape. And then slowly, make your way down. And again, rest, break, pause. When you're ready to start adding in some movement, can windshield wiper, lowering your legs one side to the other. And then both knees into the chest, nice and slow. Just notice how that change in shape feels on the back line of your body. And you're gonna roll up through a seat back into downward facing dog. We're gonna do one more thing before we move into meditation and energetic clearing. So if rolling up and being that dynamic doesn't feel good, roll to one side or the other, push yourself up. Make your way into down dog. Close out our physical movement practice with pigeon. Inhale. Exhale, right leg forward for your pigeon shape. So right knee behind the right wrist. Lots of different ways to do it as you come onto the front of your left leg. So some people really prefer to have shin parallel to the front of the mat, flexed foot. So first off, flexed foot does not protect the knee. It does nothing. Your knee doesn't need protection here. If your knee hurts, you get out of the shape. That's really as simple as it is. I have been a big fan of pointing the right foot, and then sliding that foot in towards the front of the left hip. I just feel like it works differently into my outer hip and my glute on the right side. And it just feels a lot more agreeable to that overall like alignment in my leg. So if it feels okay, you're okay. That's important to remember. And you can stay upright. You can add in any back bending that you want to by bending that back knee. Or you can come down into sleeping pigeon, down on forearms, or forearms can come onto the block. Allow your breath to become slow. This helps it expand and open. Take the next 3 to 5 breaths to make your way back up onto your hands if you are not already there. And then we'll switch sides. So to come out, curl your left toes under and inch your left foot forward. That's going to lift your hips up, take you out of the stretch. So you can return to downward facing dog. And breathe in here, nice long spine. Exhale, left foot forward, set up pigeon on this side. Depending on knee, ankle, hip injuries, any previous fractures, or just general asymmetry, leg to leg, depending on what sports you do or things like that. It's going to feel super different side to side, and you might want to do a different variation or have like a slightly different leg shape. That is okay. You're not messing your body up by doing anything like that. Once you find the shape that works for you, imagine your body melting into it as if you could just be here forever. And take the next few breaths to make your way out of this shape. We'll meet in downward facing dog, but there is no hurry to get there. And in this shape, take note of how you physically feel. What's happening in your neck, your shoulders, your spine, your hips, your legs, your hands, your feet. One more breath in. And exhale, knees to the floor to transition into a seated position. So I recommend a seat for meditation just because of really the energetics of it. If we lie down, we get sleepy. We are chronically exhausted. All of us, we work too much for too little. We're expected to be on call every second of the day with our stupid fucking cell phones. We have this world that is crumbling apart around us, and a lot of us are frightened for what that means for ourselves, for our families, for our children. So if you lay down, you're just gonna conk out. So sitting up, having that vertical spine, working the muscles of holding yourself upright keeps you just a little bit more engaged, involved. Soft gaze or eyes closed once more. Hands any position you want them to be in. And like we did at the beginning of the practice, become aware of your breath. And give your body time to sink into the sit bones, to soften around the eyes and through the muscles of the jaw. Because even if our eyes are closed, sometimes our eyes will still be looking for something. But instead of looking outside, we want to look inside. Imagine a second set of eyelids inside your body that are opening up. And allow those eyes to look around, up into your brain, through the spinal cord, in through the body. And this is less of a flashlight in a dark cave where you're just like, oh God, let me find something, anything. And more like a lighthouse. The light is there. And anything that wants to be in conscious awareness will be illuminated in that light. And from this state of expanded awareness, become aware of and attentive to your central channel. So this will feel like your spine, but it was as if your spine went all the way up to the cosmos and all the way down towards the core of the earth. And in this sense, you, all of us, become the center point of material existence. And not in the sense that we are like the most important, but in the sense that you have already arrived. You've already achieved your destiny just by being. And it's not that there isn't work to be done and there aren't things that all of us are going to have to do, and not all of those things will be easy, but there's no to-do list to get through to make you worthy. You already are. Just being alive means you have succeeded. We are always connected to the cosmic divine, that unspeakable, unknowable, but intimately knowable. I understand that's paradoxical. Creative energy, and also the earthly divine. That that divine energy that infuses material being into these beautiful, intricate patterns that we can both know very well through our deep study and be flabbergasted by at any point in time, because as much as we know, there's even more that we don't know. And the beautiful thing is that will always be true no matter how much we uncover. And visualize now a cloak encasing your body, your winter cloak. Whatever color, whatever adornments, whatever state, all of it is perfect and exactly as it should be. Trust what arises in this visualization. Become aware of how heavy or how light it is. And where does that pressure sit on your body? Is it in your shoulders, your back, your neck, your feet? Now visualize, removing the cloak. So if it's tied around your neck, you can untie it. If it's got sleeves, you take the sleeves off. And just letting it fall down behind you. Don't worry, it'll be picked up, it'll be cared for. But it's time to let those things go. And to stand under the sun. And even if it's cold under your feet or it's windy, as you look up into the sun, you can feel her warmth coming down on you. Traditionally, the sun is considered masculine, but today she's our lady. Maybe we call her Lola. When we feel that warmth, no matter what else we're feeling, we can remember that there's space to slow down, to breathe, and to have hope. And to have hope is to not be passive. Hopefulness is the state of mind that drives us into meaningful action. Because we believe that there is a possible outcome of those actions that we want to live in, that we can be okay with, that we can celebrate and enjoy. There's much to be done in this world, but it can be. All is not yet lost. We would know because we wouldn't be here. Take a moment to thank your winter cloak, to thank your mind, your nervous system, your body, to thank the people in your life who support you or have ever supported you. All these elements that have made you who you are, even if they haven't been pretty or nice. And then take a moment to acknowledge your power. Not all of us are going to go into national politics. Not all of us are going to be world-renowned writers. But all of us have the capacity to act purposefully and to affect change. If you'd like to, hands together in front of the heart. Take a moment to recall the intention that you set at the beginning of practice, if you set one. And we'll close with one final breath together, wherever you're at. Exhale. Full breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. Thank you so much for allowing me to hold this space for you. If you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, just lots of love and care during this time. And happy spring. It's finally happening. Okay, I'll see you later.